In the top stories, Prime Minister meets with St. Kitts and Nevis students at UWI. Trinidad and Tobago government ordered to compensate tobacco distributor for unjust shutdown. And federal judge orders Trump administration to release foreign aid funds. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Wednesday, February 26, 2025. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey. Nationally, while attending the 48th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Barbados, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew took the opportunity to meet with St. Kitts and Nevis students at the University of West Indies, or UWI. During the meeting, he encouraged the students to make the most of their time at UWI, emphasizing not only academic and personal growth, but also the importance of building regional connections. Dr. Drew reaffirmed the government's commitment to investing in youth, highlighting the country's free education policy up to the college level and financial support for students across all fields of study. He also mentioned the Graduate Finance Project, which has reduced student loan interest to 5% and introduced a grace period, making higher education more accessible. The Prime Minister reiterated the government's dedication to prioritizing education and supporting the development of future leaders in St. Kitts and Nevis as part of its vision for a sustainable island state. The St. Kitts Electricity Company Limited, or SCELEC, has partnered with the Caribbean Electric Utility Services Corporation, or CARILEC, to co-host the 2025 Human Resource Corporate Communications and Customer Service Conference, or HRCCCS, from March 23 to 26, 2025 at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. The conference will gather over 100 senior professionals from the Caribbean, focusing on human resources, corporate communications, and customer service. SCELEC's collaboration with CARILEC underscores its commitment to professional development and service excellence. Key highlights include a keynote by Eastern Caribbean Central Bank Governor Timothy Antwine, expert-led panels, workshops, and networking opportunities. The event is open to professionals across various sectors with a discounted registration rate of US $750 for St. Kitts and Nevis residents. In addition, CARILEC will host a mixer for local energy sector stakeholders, aiming to foster training and collaboration. For registration and more details, visit www.carilec.org. The Ministry of Education continues its commitment to school safety with the ongoing distribution of fire extinguishers to various schools across St. Kitts. This initiative is part of the Model Safe School program, which is funded by the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, or CDEMA. During the latest handover ceremony, focal point for the Safe School program, Dr. Tricia Esdale, emphasized the importance of having safe schools in St. Kitts. She stated, quote, "With regards to the Ministry of Education and its Safe School program, we continue to work within our schools in various ways each academic year. This year, as we look to build our program, we continue to work with the 9 pilot schools, and they are the recipients of fire extinguishers. The receipt of the fire extinguishers is the first phase. Over the course of this academic year, we will look to have training within all our schools that receive fire extinguishers on how to use them effectively," end quote. She further explained that the Ministry of Education is looking at the next phase of the project, which includes a federal approach to school safety, building more community connections, the development of school safety plans for all schools, school safety drills, and capacity building for staff and students so that they can respond to incidents in schools. School principals expressed their gratitude for the provision of fire extinguishers, acknowledging the significance of this initiative in ensuring the safety of students and staff. They also committed to mounting the extinguishers securely and ensuring that if ever needed, they would be used correctly. We move now to news on the regional scene. A High Court judge has ordered the Trinidad and Tobago government to pay 70,000 TT dollars in compensation to North American Trading Company Limited, following a wrongful shutdown by the Ministry of Health in 2023. The court also mandated the government to cover the company's legal costs. Justice Frank Seepersad emphasized the need for statutory bodies to exercise caution and warned against overreach by authorities. While the company claimed nearly $1 million in losses, the court rejected this due to insufficient evidence. North American Trading, operating under the Free Zone Act for nearly 20 years, is entitled to tax exemptions as a registered business. Jamaica has lost one of its cultural icons with the passing of singer Keith Lynn, best known for his time as the lead vocalist of Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, and the hit song Empty Chair. Lynn had been battling prostate cancer and was hospitalized in Florida, with his family recently requesting prayers, according to reports from Belize. Lynn's influence on Caribbean music spanned decades, with memorable hits such as Portrait of My Love, dedicated to Carol Joan Crawford, Jamaica's first Miss World, My Sweet Lord, and Julie on My Mind. Apart from his work with the Dragonaires, Lynn also made a significant mark in film, performing Jamaica Jump Up in the first James Bond movie, Dr. No. Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, formed in 1950, were one of the most influential Caribbean bands, pivotal in popularizing ska, soca, and calypso music. The band's energetic performances helped bring Jamaican music to international audiences, and they were the house band for Jamaica's independence celebrations in 1962. Internationally, a federal judge on Tuesday gave the Trump administration less than 2 days to release billions of dollars in U.S. foreign aid after the government failed to comply with a court order issued nearly 2 weeks ago. The lawsuit, filed by nonprofit groups, challenged the freeze on foreign assistance following a January 20th executive order by President Trump targeting what he deemed wasteful programs. Nonprofits and businesses receiving U.S. funds argued the freeze violated federal law, shutting down critical life-saving programs abroad. The freeze also resulted in layoffs and financial strain for organizations. U.S. District Judge Amir H. Ali had ordered the administration to resume funding on February 13th, but as of Tuesday, no payments had been made. This marks the second time a judge found the administration did not follow court orders regarding funding disbursements. And finally, in international news, an Australian couple, Mitchell Ring and Jennifer Collin, were traumatized during a Qatar Airways flight from Melbourne to Doha when the body of a deceased passenger was placed next to them for the remaining 4 hours of the journey. Despite available empty seats, the body was placed next to Mr. Ring after attempts to move the woman to business class failed. Qatar Airways apologized and is contacting passengers, but the couple said they received no support from the airline or Qantas, which they booked through. They called for better protocols and support for passengers in such situations. Qatar Airways stated the incident followed its policies, while Qantas noted it wasn't responsible for Qatar Airways flights. Experts said there is no specific protocol for handling in-flight deaths. And now for the weather. Present weather is cloudy skies. Winds are a gentle breeze of 10 miles per hour from an easterly direction. Seas are 0.9 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. The temperature for today is 28 degrees Celsius or 83 degrees Fahrenheit. The weather forecast for today predicts partly cloudy skies with a 40% or moderate chance of showers. Tonight will be partly cloudy skies with a 60% or moderate chance of showers. Sunset today will be at 6:17 p.m. and sunrise for tomorrow will be at 6:30 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your presenter, Shanique Carvey.